Well, good morning, everyone. You're listening to the Voice of Saskatoon, and I'm your radio host, Rashid Ahmed. And we have Anika Maisha with us. Good morning, Anika.
Good morning. How are you doing, Rashid?
Good, thanks. And how about you?
Pretty good, for the most part. How's your quarantine going?
Well, it's going amazing. I will not complain about that because the weather outside in Saskatoon is not that good too.
Yeah, you're
So
not missing out on much. It's not that great outside anyways. It's better
yeah,
to sit inside and look at outside.
yeah. So I will not complain about that because the weather is not good for going outside. And also, like the COVID-19 cases are also going on the rise. So make sure you are staying safe and staying at home. And whenever you're going outside, wear mask and also keeping distance as well. So I think it's been a long time. We are doing after a long time radio together because I was on the vacation for 1 month, and I think you are doing or you're leading the show. So you did really good job on Mural Forum and also Candidate Forum. So congratulations to you and Lenore and other team members too for doing amazing work.
Yeah, it was pretty fun doing that, and we definitely missed you. It would have been so much better if we had you, but we are glad you had a good time, and now that you're back, and yeah, we can do shows together going forward.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. Well, without further delay, we will start our show. We do have an exciting guest joining us today from Ontario, Mubashir Khalid. He is the director, he's the National Director for Humanity First Canada. And we will be asking many questions from him, like what is Humanity First and other questions. So I will pass it down to Anika for a question and answer session. And welcome, Mubashir Saab, for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you to both of you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Perfect. So the first question we have is, tell us about Humanity First.
Well, Humanity First is a Vaughan-based charity. It's an international nonprofit volunteer charity organization that provides relief and assistance to the less fortunate here in Canada and also on the globe. Simply, the focus is to alleviate poverty and improve the quality of life for those people who are less fortunate. Humanity First is registered in over 50 countries. It's a global organization and has been around since 1995. That is our focus, simply just to help people in need. Our name says it all, Humanity First, and that's what we do.
Perfect. Thank you for that answer. And how has Humanity First been involved in Canada?
Well, Humanity First has various programs. Within our programs, Humanity First helps people in need through 10 of our programs, each of which tackles different areas of, of need. Based in the Greater Toronto Area in Canada, our program creates a strong positive change within Canada International as well. Here in Canada, we have the flagship program of the food bank. Within the food bank, then we have different programs as well, which is Feed the Homeless, Feed the Hungry, and different programs that supports local communities. Our food bank here, based out of Vaughan, has been delivering food to 12 to 1,500 families per month, and we have been ever busy, especially during the COVID-19 since March. The food bank has been extremely busy. The other main area that we are working on here in Canada is the refugee resettlement. The Humanity First Canada also sponsors refugees from around the globe that are stuck in third world countries, that are in detention centers, that have fled their homeland due to safety and security, and we help them resettle here in Canada. So over the last couple of years, we have sponsored over 1,000 refugees as well, and they are well settled here in Canada. So that's another program we have. Another program that we are working on here on Canada is to assist seniors as well. So we have different programs that caters to different groups of people here in Canada.
Perfect. Thank you so much for the answer. And next question is, what are the
sorry,
current...
Anika, I'm interrupting you. So I do have another question because you talk about resettlement program for refugees. So I remember, I think back in 2017, Humanity First actually sponsored many refugees, Syrian refugees. So tell us a little bit about the experience of the refugees and the resettlement process in Canada.
Yes, thank you, Rasha, for bringing that up. Actually, the experience we had with sponsoring of Syrian refugees, you might have heard in the news, when the government of Canada announced a special sponsorship program to sponsor to bring in Syrian refugees from the from the conflict of war, and Humanity First stepped up, and we were one of the largest organizations that sponsored the Syrian refugee families. Not only sponsored them, we took care of them and we resettled them here. Why it was unique and why it was different, because we have seen Canadians come forward in their own Canadian way. People came forward, they offered their homes, they offered even a single room that they had available in their home. They brought families in and they integrated so well that, imagine going to the airport and picking up a family that you have never met before, and bringing them to your home and then offering them food, clothing, bedding, shelter, everything. This is one of the programs where we saw the real face of Canada. In other words, and this is not only in Toronto. This was from coast to coast. I mean, senior refugees who were resettled in different parts of Canada as well. And we saw so many groups come together, groups of 10. They came together. Not only they joined hands, but they also brought funding with them, and they raised funds to sponsor these families, and they promised to look after them for a year or more. And that worked out amazing. I mean, you might have seen some of our news coverage, when we were picking up families at the airport, and then we had some families who took families to their homes. It was an experience that really motivated our team to continue this program further and to help those people, from other parts of the world as well.
Well, thank you for the answer. I do have another question. I apologize
Anytime.
for interrupting you as well. As you mentioned about food program and providing food to the homes who are in need. So is that program is only specific for Ontario, or you are providing food anywhere in Canada?
No, no, it's not. The food bank. I'm going to take a step back and just talk about food bank a little bit. Just how our food bank works. Our food bank is located in Vaughan, but we are able to cater to anyone in Canada. So we have online food bank set up as well. So anyone can go on to our website at humanityfirst.ca, and they can actually request food anywhere in Canada, and we guarantee that they'll get the food. A couple unique things about our food bank is, number one is that we have no questions asked. If someone asks us for food, we believe that people are genuine and they need help. We don't put them through that stress of proving their income, et cetera, in their situation. We simply provide food to them. Second policy that we have here at the food bank is that we don't want people to come and beg again and again. I mean, we want to give food to families who are in need with dignity. What that means is that we will give our families, whoever asked for food, a 1 month supply of food, so they don't have to keep coming back every week, every other week, asking for food. So when we provide food, we provide food based on their needs, on their religious needs, on their dietary needs, and we'll give them a full hamper for a month's supply of food. And the other thing is that what is unique to Humanity First Food Bank is that some food banks are now following up to this, is that we provided this service long time ago, starting long time ago, quite a few years ago, where we are delivering food to the people. People don't have to come to the food bank, they don't have to line up, and they don't have to beg for food. When they contact us, we will deliver food to them anywhere in GTA, anywhere in Canada. We have a very strong network of volunteers throughout Canada, that we are able to provide food locally as well. I mean, I know, for example, Saskatoon has done quite a few food drives, and you guys have provided food to families. Similarly, in Calgary, Vancouver, Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, of course, we're doing it here as well. So, times have changed. The times of people going physically to a location to ask for something or need something. Even, for example, nowadays we're doing shopping, and most of the shopping people are doing online now. So we came up with this idea many years ago that to maintain the dignity of people who need help, let's start the service. We're able to deliver food to families. Not only that, Rashid, time again and again, we sometimes get requests from families that, please, when you deliver food, don't ring the doorbell, you know, just leave it at the door, because you know what? some people are, I hate to say it, but some people are, they don't want the children to know where the food came from, right? Unfortunately, people end up in certain situations where they've lost a job, or where there was a incident in the family, and the person, head of the family, or the mother or the father cannot work. So they're in that situation right now. They're embarrassed to talk about it as well, and they're embarrassed sometimes to even go to a food bank. So many times we will deliver food to the doorsteps without even ringing the doorbell, so people can with dignity have food, and they don't have to worry about where the food came from.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that answer. The second question, you briefly touched on that, but what are the current projects that you're working on?
Well, current projects, we have quite a few projects happening here in Canada, and throughout the world. I mean, some of our major projects that we have recently done, for example, we have completed the hospital in Senegal, which is now operational as well. So some of the projects we do here in Canada, and there's many other projects, much larger scale, that we do outside of Canada. For example, drilling water wells, so which provides clean drinking water to not just few people, but an entire community. We build hospitals, we provide healthcare, free of cost healthcare. I want to highlight that. In For example, just during the last 12 months during COVID-19, Humanity First has helped over 20 countries. For example, Belize, we distributed food packs and provide drinking water in Belize, Nigeria, Brazil, Pakistan, Cameroon, Chad, Senegal. I can go on and on. There's so much work we have done in just last 12 months of COVID. Just to briefly touch upon the 10 programs I was mentioning earlier to you. One is Global Health, which I talked about, where Humanity First offers healthcare services in remote and underserved communities. Providing oral health and dental hygiene programs, setting up medical camps in Africa and South Asia. And within that global health program, we have the Gift of Sight, where this is actually one of our most famous, you can say, programs, Gift of Sight. As little as $120, you can give a gift of sight to someone. You can give sight to someone. So Humanity First routinely holds cataracts eye surgery camps under our program, and we have done hundreds and thousands of these as well. The other program within the site of program is that we provide eyeglasses to anyone who is in need of eyeglasses and cannot afford eyeglasses, not only outside of Canada, but also in Canada as well. And food security, we talked about briefly, the food bank. Within our food security program, we have the food bank, which we briefly talked about, and also Feed the Homeless program. Throughout Canada, especially in winter months, I woke up this morning, I saw snow in Toronto. So different parts of the world, especially in the cold winter months, we have been running Feed the Homeless program for last, I believe, over 12 years now. And we go out to different cities where there's a large population of homeless, and we provide them warm meal, warm winter clothing as well. So that's one of the programs under our food security program. The other program is Knowledge for Life. Humanity First is operating many schools. Actually, just in the last 12 months, we built 2 schools in Africa. And in some of those schools, we go in and refurbish the schools and renovate them as well. And we provide school supplies, furniture, etc. Sometimes the schools don't have all the facilities such as washrooms, so we build those washrooms as well. Within our Knowledge for Life program, we have a Learn a Skill program where we hold different small training facilities. We call them vocational training. And we have those right now in Niger, Senegal, Burkina Faso, Sierra Leone, Benin, Ghana, and Gambia, where we're providing sewing classes to the ladies. We're providing computer classes. So there's quite a few. The other program, Refugee Resettlement, we talked about briefly as well. Orphan care is another one of our programs that we do. So in the beginning, I said we have 10 programs. Orphan care is one of them, and we sponsor orphans. We match families with orphans, and we support them through food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare. So, and as little as $35 a month, you can sponsor an orphan. And through that $35 a month, we have that set up done in such a way so that, within that $35 a month, you're actually providing food, clothing, and shelter and education for that one child. Community care, some of those programs within community care here in Canada, for example, Seniors First program. Within the community care program, we have tax clinics here in Canada. So what we do is we set up tax clinics in different cities, and we help the families fill out the income taxes for free. There's a minimum threshold for income as well. So those families who are in need and they're not able to afford even filing a tax, we help them out here. So these are some of our major programs globally and here in Canada that we work on.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that answer. And as you mentioned before, Humanity First was involved in sponsoring in refugees from Syria. So, well, how was your experience, and how are they doing now? Like, do you follow up, or what's the process?
Absolutely. When we sponsor a refugee, we take full responsibility for them. It's not that, once they land at the airport and once we find them a place to live, they're on their own. We at Humanity First provide them full support from the time, not only from the time they land here at the airport, before they actually arrive, we counsel them, let them know about what the expectations are when they arrive here. When they arrive here, we're responsible to provide them. We help them with the shelter, clothing, registering their children to schools, giving them basic information about how to, get the social insurance card, how to get their health card, how to apply, how to register the children to school, as simple as how to take a bus to a grocery store, for example. So within the first week or two, when families arrive, we hold an orientation session at our headquarters here at Humanity First. And families are brought in, and we give them quite a bit of information, and we give them not only information about what they should do or not do, but also, simple things about the Canadian weather, for example, what kind of clothes you need to have for Canadian winters, things like these. And you know what? Many of the refugee families, I've been in touch with few of them since they arrived, and it's an amazing story, because many of the families that came in and they said, you know what, we don't need the support. We're here, thank God, and thank you for bringing us here. Thank you for helping us out. Within a few months, they're able to find jobs, they're able to support their own families, and slowly integrate into the Canadian society. And so well that I know a family who came to Canada, and the person did some upgrading courses, and he found a job in his own field. He was an engineer back in Syria. His children did well in high school, and then went on to university and taking good courses in university. And the positive in all this is that once they're resettled and they recognize what Humanity First has done for them, they come back to us and they say, well, now we're ready to help others. So tell us, how can we get involved to help others? So it's not just that they come here and it's a one-way communication, one-way door that, they're on their own. They come back, they support us financially sometimes. They sometimes come back and support us with volunteering their time. So this is how Humanity First functions. I didn't mention in the beginning, Humanity First heavily relies on volunteers. The beauty of Humanity First is that when someone donates $1, majority of the time that dollar goes directly to the programs and the projects. Very rarely will have a small overhead that covers the cost, and that is only 3%. You can go on Google and check that out. Humanity First, 97% of the funds that come in go directly to the programs and the projects. That is why people trust Humanity First, not only with refugee resettlement, but other programs as well, because when they donate to Humanity First, they know their money is going towards that cause. It's not going to marketing or admin or someone's salary. I'm a director, as Rashid introduced myself in the beginning. I don't like to say I'm a director. I'm a humble volunteer, just like all the volunteers in our team. They're volunteer or unpaid. We have responsibilities, we have our families, we have our jobs, full-time jobs as well. But at the same time, we give a few hours a day to Humanity First, because we believe in the organization and we're passionate about helping people. And we know that when people donate their money and time, it's well spent.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that answer. And next question would be, tell us about the recent initiative about National Virtual Fundraising Dinner that you're involved in.
Well, thank you. So every year for the past, I think since 2006, we've been holding our annual fundraising events here in GTA and other parts of Canada as well. I know Saskatoon has held it. Rashid has been involved in helping out Humanity First as well. So he has held quite a few events, Feed the Homeless, and also fundraising events as well. Calgary does it. So we used to hold these events every year, and those were our prime events that people used to look forward to. They would come and we would sell tickets. People would come, they would enjoy a nice dinner, and we had a nice program. And a couple of the events, one of the events, we had the Prime Minister come to our event as well. So it's a very high-profile event we hold every year. Unfortunately, this year, due to COVID-19, we were not able to hold that event face-to-face in person. So, our team got together and said, what, how can we continue this tradition? And how can we do this differently? So, everyone is doing everything virtually right now, just like our program right now. So we said, well, let's do a fundraising dinner virtually, right? Well, okay, how do you provide dinner to them now? We said, well, if we can provide food hampers to people throughout Canada, why cannot we provide dinner to people who buy tickets, right? So we ran with that idea, and now we are holding a fundraising event on Sunday, November 29th, this coming Sunday, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the unique thing is about this event, it's not only just virtual that you log into YouTube or Zoom to listen to the program, but you'll be able to enjoy dinner at the comfort of your own home. Anywhere in Canada, go to our website at humanityfirst.ca. There's a link there for the fundraising event. Simply buy a ticket. We're selling the tickets, dinner for two for $100 and dinner for four for $200. And we will provide dinner to you. Anywhere in Canada, we'll have it delivered. We have different teams working in different parts of Canada to help with the logistics. So there's hundreds of volunteers working in the back end to make sure that this happens. Now, since you brought up this point, I just want, sometimes people say, well, dinner for $200, that's a high price. But, I want to highlight that this is not just a dinner for $100. By buying a ticket for $100, you're not only having a dinner for yourself or your family, but you're also providing dinner for someone else as well. That $100 that you're spending is also providing a gift of eyesight to someone. It's helping an orphan child. It's helping build our schools. So the money, earlier I talked about how money goes directly to our programs. That's where the money is going toward our programs. So don't think about it as, dinner for two is $100. I mean, when we go out for dinner for two, we end up spending $50, $60 anyway. So, it's a money well spent. You can, at the comfort of own home, you don't have to get out and drive in the snow to get to a banquet hall. So I encourage your listeners to take part. Go to our website at humanityfirst.ca, and order a dinner for two and watch our program once if you have never logged in. I guarantee you'll be happy that you spend the money well.
Yeah. Well, my next question is actually relate to your answer to, like, what are the challenges during COVID-19 and how you are overcoming those challenges? I know you overcome the virtual dinner thing. Now you're doing virtually, but overall, how you're managing it?
Thank you, Tasha. Excellent question. Thank you for bringing that up. COVID-19 has changed the entire global community, the way we do things. And, everything from grocery shopping to going to a park or meeting a family, everything has been affected. People are working from home. People are afraid to go out. People are doing online shopping more and more. As for Humanity First, Humanity First was established as a disaster relief organization. And the establishment of this organization was for the sake of helping people in the worst times, right? We send our teams, for example, we have a team right now on the ground working in Honduras, responding to the Hurricane Iota and Eta. I'll talk about that later on. But it is expected of us that when it's the worst times, when it's the most challenging times, we come out of our comfort zone and help those in need. That's what Humanity First did, and that's what Humanity First is all about. I mean, I'm just going to give you some high-level items about what we did during COVID-19. So right away, as soon as COVID-19 hit, we started a campaign called HF Cares, and we started a campaign that we are open. You know, everything was shutting down: malls, stores, businesses, schools, and we ran a campaign that we're open. If anyone needs help, food, clothing, whatever, we're there for you. So we ran a campaign called HF Cares, and that, you know, people, believe it or not, when stores were shut down, people still need food. So we actually provided more food during the COVID months than we have done in the last few years on a regular basis. There was a huge demand in food banks. We went out and provided food to families. We went out and supported refugees even more, even though, you know, when they came in, they had no jobs. We we provided over 30,000 PPE equipment to different hospitals in Ontario. You know, our students associations came together and they started building 3D PPE face shields, and we distributed over 30,000 of those through to different health networks. We held different webinars. We raised the awareness about how people should take precautions with COVID-19, stay at home, stay safe, wash your hands, et cetera, et cetera. So we took the government information and we ensured that people got that information and they're following the information. That's the role we played during COVID-19. And we still keep doing it. I mean, it's not over yet. We're still doing it. Our food bank is still busy. We're still open 7 days a week.
Thank you very much for the answer.
Perfect. So those were all the questions that we have, unless you have anything else you would like to ask.
Yeah, I think, do you want to run a video? You were saying like you want to run a video.
You know what? Sure, if you have time, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, one thing is, you know, I mentioned briefly is that right now we have a team who was deployed a few days ago to the Hurricane Honduras and Iota. I mean, you might have heard about it briefly in the news. It's not heavily covered because, you know, other news are taken priority. But there's a big disaster in Honduras and the region of Central America. The floods have caused lots of disaster. And our team, one of the first teams, by the way, from around the world that reached Honduras, and that team of doctors, volunteer doctors, nurses, paramedics, midwife, logistics staff, 10 people took time off from the jobs during this COVID-19, all the risks, they put their life on risk, and they decided to go and respond to this hurricane. Now, what's important to know that the government of Honduras officially asked Humanity First to help them. So, working with the health organization, World Health Organization, and also with the government of Honduras, we dispatched a team, deployed a team, and they're on the ground to set up medical camps and help people with emergency medical. Now, I'm going to play a short video just to give you an idea of what our team goes through and how they get to a disaster zone when they're working. If you want to give me, Rashid.
Yeah, you're host.
Oh, perfect. So, can you see the video? Can you see the video?
No, I think you'd have to share your screen.
Yes, I do. Give me 1 second. Absolutely. Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
I think it might be on the top of your page.
Actually, you know, I'm using a different computer today.
Okay.
And let me try this again. It's a short video, but this will give your audience an idea of what our volunteers go through. Okay, here we go. I think I found it. I had share screen, multiple participants. Can you see it now?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
Is there a voice on the video?
There is. That's okay.
Okay.
So this is our team landing, being deployed by the Honduran Air Force to remote area to set up the camps. Thank you. So this is the only one video I thought would be good for your viewers. Let me give you, do you have the access back?
No, not yet.
I think Rashid, you can take the post back. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No. Well, thank you very much, Mubashir, for giving us time, and it was, like really honor for us, like to have you, and I really enjoyed, and the conversation and the work you're doing is amazing, and the volunteers, so thank you for all the team, which is working days and night to serve the humanity. And I will back to Anika now, like if she want to add anything and wind up the show.
For sure. Any last comments from you before we let you go today?
No, thank you. I just want to say thank you to both of you for having me today. Anyone watching this program, you know what? Any organization you feel comfortable with, go out and volunteer, because it makes a difference. You'll sleep well at night. And if you want to try Humanity First, please do go to our website at humanityfirst.ca. And we're open, and there's so many opportunities for you to come and volunteer and explore, and also share your skills and help others out as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Mubashir. And for me personally, I didn't really know much about what Humanity First did, but I got to learn so much today. And it's just so eye-opening and so humbling to hear all the stories that you shared, everything that you guys are doing. Like, I can't even believe that you guys are volunteering your time to help all these people in their difficult times. And then, as you mentioned, when they then succeed in life later, they come back and they volunteer their time, they're putting in the effort. I can't exaggerate enough. You guys are doing an amazing job, and I wish you all the best with all your future endeavors. And I would definitely be more than happy to volunteer in any of your upcoming events. And we would share all the links so people can join the virtual dinner and make whatever donation they can. No donation is ever too small or too big. And the time to volunteer is even bigger. So I would request everyone out there, look out Humanity First, look out everything that they do, check out their website, check out their Facebook page. And if you feel that you want to participate, there's a lot of ways you can volunteer, you can make a donation. But thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. I know you're busy, so we'll let you go today. And yeah, good luck with the virtual dinner.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.